Pastors, as men of God, serve a role in our communities as leaders and guidance in times of need. However, in situations where men have power, they are often, not just men, but just people in general, they have power, they're willing to abuse it as well. And Eric Readon is a person who abuses his power as a pastor to get what he wants. Eric Dion Readon, 46, is a Miami area pastor who faces charges of organized fraud, organized scheme to defraud, exploitation of the elderly, theft from the elderly, and grand theft. The Miami-Dade State Attorney's Office alleged that Readon took advantage of a 76-year-old man named Edward who was trying to obtain a mortgage or line of credit to finish work on his home. This was first reported in 2017. Initially, he claimed the pastor took him for over $500,000 and tricked him into signing over his dream house. The victim claimed that they loaned Readon money, handed over his cash to rent homes, and gave him a deposit to buy his car. They all claimed that they were not repaid. So these are like victims. So victims claim that they loaned him money for these different things. Fuller said he took the case to Miami-Dade. This is Edward Fuller, but was told because he was willingly signing those papers and was not forced to, it was a civil matter. However, it was $500,000. He is yet to find an attorney to take his case. Well, this was back in 2017. But as of now, this pastor has been charged. Anyhow, prosecutors in 2022 say that Readon introduced himself as a pastor and told Fuller that for $15,000 he would help him buy a loan or get a loan to complete the construction. But he deceptively took ownership of the home on Northwest 19th Avenue in Miami. Readon, who is pastor of the New Beginning Missionary Baptist Church in Miami Gardens, left Fuller with thousands of dollars of credit card debt, and that Reardon's total theft from Fuller was approximately $267,000. So this is a smaller amount than initially reported. Who knows? You can look at the court docs if you really want to get into the nitty-gritty. He's quoted saying, "I'm happy that Pastor Readon has been taken into custody." And Fuller also said, "I'm having a personal problem since this man did what he did." I would too. He took a heck of money. I would be shocked. Readon then used the same property on Northwest 19th Avenue to defraud newlyweds, Sophia and Calvin, and promised them a rent-to-buy agreement on their first dream house. What a scammer. He took $3,100 for them right before Christmas, leaving them homeless. What a giving pastor. Continuing, the article says that it is truly disgraceful when someone tries to scam our most vulnerable citizens, especially when someone promotes himself as a person in a position of public trust, said the Florida Department of Law Enforcement Special Agent in charge, Troy Walker. "I commend the dedicated and hard work of our agents and analysts who work nearly 1,200 hours in this case to bring Readon to justice. Elderly exploitation has no place in our communities." True. I wonder how much those officers got paid to do the work, but moving on. Readon appeared in court Tuesday. This was Tuesday, I don't know what date the article is. Let's see. This article is from the 15th, so he appeared on the 15th of that Tuesday, and his bond was set at $42,500. But he could not post bond until he proves that the money he's using is coming from a legitimate source. But since then, they have, he hasn't shown up for court, so he's on the run right now. Reardon's full charges, according to the Miami-Dade State Attorney, is 1 count of exploitation of an elderly or disabled person, 1 count of organized scheme to defraud, 1 count of conspiracy to commit organized scheme to defraud, 1 count of theft from a person 65 years or older, and 1 count of grand theft. Thanks, y'all. He lost a $50 million lawsuit he filed against the WPLG last spring in order to pay the station more than $70,000 after losing his appeal. So he tried to sue the news station. What a last chance slam dunk, trying to switch it up on y'all. And then back in 2017, Readon first filed a $12 million lawsuit against WPLG, which is from the article I mentioned earlier. He then amended it, suing WPLG for $50 million for defamation. Okay, Readon amended his suit 5 times. In 2020, his case against the news station was dismissed, and over the course of 4 years, they spent a lot of time with lawyers.
So 4 years, we've spent almost 250 hours plus of lawyer time to try to get rid of a lawsuit that is based on a story that was absolutely true in every respect.
It all began in 2017 when several people told Local 10 News that they gave Readon cash deposits to rent homes and buy cars. First, Readon was court-ordered to pay Lorenzo $9,000 plus interest after Readon allegedly stole a check out of Jason Johnson's daycare office, forged it, and deposited it. Johnson got paid. Okay. Readon allegedly stole a check out of Johnson's daycare office, forged it, and deposited it. Johnson got paid. Okay. Oh, so Johnson got paid from Readon, so he got sued. Okay. Then there was Fuller, who claimed Readon made himself a contractor on a house Fuller was building, and claimed Readon persuaded him to sign over the deed to the house temporarily so that they could get loans. Fuller says Readon then sold the house for $380,000 without telling him or giving him a cent. Whoa, what a dick! He really deserved what he's getting because he caused a lot of pressure and a lot of pain on myself, Fuller said. Indeed. During Local 10 investigative reporter Jeff's latest conversation with Readon, the pastor claimed that he was ready to file another lawsuit. This pastor needs to get a job, a real job. Stay safe, y'all. Be careful of this pastor particularly. All right. Thank you for watching. Have a good one. Bye.
Every day you're good, I'm going to take you to the candy store and buy you some candy. They went to the store the first day. The man says, Mama said, get the candy, boy. The man said, okay, put your hand in the jar and get the candy. He looks at the man in the counter behind the counter. He said, no, you get it. And his mama looked at him. The man said, no, don't bother him. He reached in the can. He gave him the candy, and his mama got him home. She said, don't you ever embarrass me like that again. I didn't raise you to be disrespectful. If you do that again, I'm going to snatch the life out of you. Next day came, he was good. They got to the store, and his mama said, go ahead, get your candy. The man said, grab the candy. He said, no, you get it. And the little boy and mama looked at him for to snatch him up. He said, no, mama, you don't see it how I see it. Every time I put my hands in, I get a little bit of candy. But every time he puts his hands in, I get more candy than I would have ever got before. And I come to tell somebody here tonight, take your hand out the cookie jar and let God work it out for you. Just touch your neighbor and say, neighbor, take your hand out the cookie jar. I can't hear you. Touch somebody and say, take your hand out the cookie jar. Watch this. Look to your neighbor and say, just work with the preacher. He gonna get where we need to be. Just work with the preacher. Watch this. Text says, he had suffered many physicians. She had suffered many things and many physicians that spent all she had, nothing better. In relative words, she suffered in the midst of her situation is because she did not turn it over to God. And I got something I want to say to somebody, and I'm going to move on out of here. That watches, as long as you got your hands on things and you're not praying to God and you're not trusting God and you're not having faith in God, guess what? You cannot handle your situation because only God could handle what you can't handle. I wish I had a witness here. Okay, somebody say, give me a witness. Come here, Lazarus. Remember, Lazarus was in the